my name is Juan Pablo Nava. This is my entrepreneurship assessment 2, and we're going to talk about BYD internationalization journey and how BYD built their own dream. Let's start by the beginning. BYD was founded in 1995 by Wang Chuanfu in Shenzhen, China. But his initial focus was a little bit different. He was battery manufacturing, but only for mobile phones. I had the biggest clients at that time, such as Nokia and Motorola. But he has better dreams, bigger dreams. So by the time of 2003, he acquired Xi'an, that was a car manufacturer. And with this purchase of the factory, he get all the license and all the things he need to do to start developing a new battery for to make a car run. So he started development of the new EVs, electric vehicles. And just by the year 2005, he released his first car that was called F3. But this car, it still be a full combustion car, nothing about electric. And only 3 years later, by 2008, he launched the world's first plug-in hybrid car that was called F3DN. This launch, the reputation of the brand goes beyond all the barriers, gets global, because it was like the first car that has less emissions of pollution than everybody else's cars. So this was amazing, but the time they made it. Wang does not stop there, so he started the fast development for electric transport systems for all the world. And the rest is all history that we all know. So now we need to start thinking like Wang and start thinking why it's important to internationalize our company and what are the benefits that it will bring it with us. First of all, the global presence. He already has a little bit of global presence with his innovation about a hybrid plug-in car. So he needs to establish a better and strong foothold in global market. Also to have diversification. This will reduce reliance on a single market or resource access, because he can get all the access in China, or maybe he can get better prices in some other places. So by internationalization, he opens door to a valuable global market of resources. As one of the pioneers on this new technology, he has two things that he needs to take advantage of, like its profit growth, to increase the revenue from all the new markets that he has in his hands, and competitive edge that will leverage the economies of scale to stay in the competitive. For this internationalization journey, BYD came up with a plan to be the leaders in sustainable mobility. They focus mainly in electric buses and also in consumers of electric vehicles. With this, they can reduce urban pollution, and so by doing this, the governments will collaborate mainly with them to have a better adapt to drive clean energy. All this development, they could get to the peak of the industry by establishing partnerships and building an EV complete infrastructure in all the world, so all the customers could use and get their new EV. Was able to internationalize really all over the world really fast. At first, they start with some little exports to Thailand and Singapore in the Asia part. After that, they start with Greenland investment in the America and United States. Then they jumped to Europe and with a joint venture in Great Britain by the year 2013. And after that, they started with Greenland investment in some places like Europe, like Hungary and France, and also in South America with Brazil. And after that, they just started with export and more Greenland investment all around the world. By the year 2017, they started with a new strategy called Belt and Road, which will help them like to internationalize much faster, to have big factories all around the world. They start like with the first electric factory in Hungary, and the second one in Ecuador. This with an objective to have worldwide presence, so that's a localization strategy for them to have all the cars all over the world. This Belt and Road strategy goes so well that they even impact other Chinese companies to try to set global technical standards for them. BYD had some success factors that helped them to get a better internationalization. First of all, national policy support. They got a lot of support of their country, and not just their country, even international support, countries like Singapore that want to have better energy, better quality, so they take their cars and electric cars, vehicles to their countries. Also, some global problems like global oil prices that has growing for the last few years. So they take this an advantage with the electric vehicles. So the people that's really interested in the new technologies that BYD is presenting. With the demand of the cars, they can have a better price, like a low cost, like energy to run them, than a better cost than gasoline powered vehicles will have. Also, BYD still have some traditional fuel vehicles that remain a significant part of the BYD strategy and their sales. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. BYD also have some threats, like the increasing competition of big companies such as can be Mercedes, Tesla, and other electric cars. New policies of public transportation that in so many countries limit the private cars ownership. So this affects on BYD demands and the people start buying or acquiring less of these vehicles. Due to the last unpredictable political instability that has been in the Middle East and some other wars like Ukraine and Russia war, the BYD international operation have been up with a lot of complications, also with ongoing religion and ethnic conflicts that have been all around the world, like Palestine problem that has been affecting for the last few years. China, as an environmental country, has treated really well to BYD, just because the manufacturer there it's really cheap to them for make them the big factories. Also, they have the technology, the talent, and the support of the government to make their cars a new investigation. All that has been reflected on the statistics. That's why BYD captured 31.4 of the EV market in China, winning this brand title for the third year consecutively. And in China, 33.8% of new car sales have been EVs. And in this, 25% being completely battery electric cars, BEV. Also, the new plug-in EV market in China has been growing in the last few years, about 36%. This complete ecosystem has made that BYD can maintain his main corps in China. The hosts with BYD also have been really good with them. First of all, we have Hungary, that they established the first electric bus factory to promote sustainable transportation among all Europe. Then they get the second factory and plant in South America, in Ecuador. This will drive the electric mobility in all the region, spreading from Central America to all South and North America. After this, they went to Singapore, where they launched a fleet of 100 electric taxis. That is one of the biggest in all Singapore. This one reducing urban pollution and saving 46,000 tons of CO2 annually. And we also have the United States and Brazil in America that they set up electric bus plants, creating local jobs and contributing to clean energy infrastructure that will help all America region. Furthermore, we know that BYD was the best-selling EV manufacturer globally, with over 3 million units sold on 2023. This secured 22% of market share. Beyond that, we have Tesla and Volkswagen Group, being the biggest competitor of BYD vehicles. So we can conclude that BYD has internationalized really quickly due to his plan that has been create a community all around the world that has been well accepted by governments and public in general. This has been reflected in the more than 33 industrial parks that they have and 200,000 people that are employed by BYD. And all this that we have been talking is just a reflection of the level of commitment that the company has with their customers and their service, and overall the whole market segment. So for the end, my BYD outlook for the next 5 years is start with a global market leadership, solidifying the position as a leader in electric vehicles or EVs, mark continued dominance in China, and try to grow and conserve the increased global market share. Also, an expansion of manufacturing, open new different factories in some regions, like could be like more in Asia, South America, and in Europe, to meet the growing demand of electric buses and cars. They to have a better localization strategy, creating an infrastructure for electric vehicles that they think that they miss the most for some parts in the world. This could be, for example, as easy to make charge stations or cool track monorails. Also, I expect them to continue with the Belt Road initiative, reducing more urban pollution with more electric vehicles and rail transit solution in different countries. And start collaborating more with some governments to take advantage of the policies intensive for a clean energy and sustainable transports in countries that doesn't have anything of this. And for last, we expect them to drive innovation in energy storage and EV technology, setting the global standards for everyone, creating sustainable transportation and ecosystems for the entire planet. Thank you.